Welcome back to the factory. I guess I didn't get attacked or anything, but just wanted to check. There's no usage of bullets to be seen. I don't know if bullets would appear here as being used while they are being shot. Might also just build more copper cable factories, since that seems to be used up quite a lot with the new tech card production. The music is also nice. I guess some people know how to build this properly. I don't quite know this. I mean, some people build it like this and then they have something going out either way. Not sure how exactly other people would build this further. I'm out of tunnels. I will also make this underground, this belt production last longer. The thing about this kind of design is that the sides are reversed, so I couldn't use a splitter then. But I have to then basically make these two go into separate lanes, which is not really a problem. Might even look more symmetrical. I guess I will have to build things differently if I want to save power poles. It's always a question what you want to save. Space or effort or time or whatever. Or energy. And this still has no power. Sadly, the tree wanted to die, or at least the game didn't really offer me a way to only attack the belt that I did want to deconstruct. Input priority right. So now the new smelting area is preferred there. If anything comes out of there, well, maybe I should set the recipe again. Quite sad that I have to do this, but I guess that's how this goes. I didn't yet do anything with the glass, so that's what I will try now. Buses do need quite a lot of belts, I guess, for safety belts. If you're riding on a bus and it's very hilly or something. Anyway, this is a different matter. I do think it's also not fast enough, but also mostly I need more iron input probably, right? Or I guess there the output actually helped. Faster output equals machines don't have to do things anymore eventually if the belt is full. But right here I'm lacking iron, definitely. And now I'm lacking power again. How far away is the solar? Probably there, silicon. And then I can do solar energy. It will just take a while to get to that research. But I will probably just make a few more steam engines. That amount of steam engines might be enough for a while. I will see. Maybe I could start making greenhouses. Maybe almost automated. And then I might even try making a little thing like a border. There's already biters. That's the first biters that I see on the map. So possibly the greenhouses might happen to be on the lower left. Possibly not just as one bus row. Not sure how many greenhouses I will eventually need for all the wood that I might want to use. And I might get then green circuits with less iron and copper usage. I think the two green circuit recipes. Let me see. So 2 iron plates, 4 copper cables. Is the normal recipe or the recipe without wood? Okay, it's just 1 iron plate and 4 copper cables, so it's just reducing the iron demand by replacing it with wood. Might also place a few more turrets, possibly to protect the steam engine area. Maybe just going all around the lake. And I need to get more actual turrets. And now I will build an underground pipe so that I can actually walk through here. Don't really think I want to build a radar here now. I'll just do a bit of defense and then I will come back once I notice anything, or once I get that far with the bus, or once I have the next levels of power poles. And it's easier to build long electricity providing areas. There seems to be a big forest nearby. There is now a gap. I guess I can close that and remove these turrets there. Okay. All of my base is now surrounded by turrets. I might try to add more furnaces. Not sure how much they can actually do. And I still need to change the recipe again. Once I can actually copy things and let robots build things, I don't need to worry about it too much if I can just copy the whole machinery and don't have to set the recipe each time. At some point I need to also make steel, but I need coke for that. Maybe that's a good reason to have greenhouses. So I should work on those now. Even though I forgot the recipe again, I think it needed wood. Definitely glass. Iron beam and automation cores. So now I will get iron beams. Now, except for wood, everything should be there, but the problem is that wood, of course, is not yet automated. Wood will be automated once I can make greenhouses. Okay, I need the wood actually to make power poles. What is the stack size? 50, okay, maybe just one stack per chest. And even that already seems quite a lot. I will save the game and then try to find a place for those greenhouses. They do need water. So either I will put them next to the lake, I might just put them in the middle of the bus, like there. There's also just a little bit of forest left, so maybe it would make sense there. I would also like to have them as the border of the base, but that might be a bit more difficult to set up. They are quite big. For now they can all only produce wood. What are the module slots? Okay, blue, green and quality. Not sure if I ever want to do any of those. I might have to build another offshore pump, and that has to be powered. Might also build some underground pipes. And I need a slot for the underground pipes. I guess the underground pipes are far longer than in vanilla. That is interesting. And now they are already producing wood, potentially. That is like 40 wood per minute. Might just put the wood on the bus. Maybe one inserter will be enough. I might just try it out. It produces a lot of wood at once, so it's not really a gradual thing. Okay, and I could also just make the wood go onto the iron beam belt there, because the beams and the wood pieces are necessary for more greenhouses. I guess the inserters will be fast enough, just one of them each. It's interesting to see how the 4 wood pieces are next to each other. And then the splitter totally makes whatever out of them. Quite random. Not sure when or where I will have my additional green circuit factory that also takes wood. Might also build that somewhere around here and maybe give it some priority for the green circuits that are produced there. Okay, I have unlocked Welcome to the Jungle by crafting 10 greenhouses. So now I could build some new trees. I don't know if I want to. They don't yet suck that much pollution. At least I don't really see any holes there. Like normally the pollution might reduce a bit. What's up with the coal? I might try to get more. There are some issues already. Might also just work with a electric mining drill right there. Just for the first one. And maybe even more in another row. Or just there. I think the copper is enough for now. Also enough stone production. Might even do some stone brick smelting quite soon. For instance, right here, I do have some space there. Just need to get the coal over. I guess I could change what this inserter thinks. Let's allow more inserters to be inserted. So there should be wood on that rightmost part of that bus lane, which I might also signify by building a splitter here. I don't know if wood would be good anywhere else. I will need to check that. Used in biomethanol, whenever I get that. Coke, I definitely want coke production. And these different kinds of green circuits. I guess they are the same green circuits, just the recipe is different. And I should tell this to produce stone bricks. I wonder what the second assembling machine needs, just steel plates as well. Maybe I could do the steel smelting here as well. At least the first iteration. Then I realized that I actually need coke for steel. And then I want to figure out the fuel value of coke is 10 megajoules. And for coal it's just 6 megajoules. But I have to figure out whether I can already make that much coke to also use it as a fuel. And whether the fuel value is justified that way. 6 wood, 6 coal equals 6 coke, so 1 to 1 basically for each of these two together. And wood has 1.25, so yeah, it's definitely worth converting them in a furnace. So they will also need some other fuel to make them go together basically. So I can take the coal away there again. Basically need to make a coke factory first. I don't really want to make it here, so I will make it above, which is not really before, but I don't care. I guess for now I could stop the production of more greenhouses. Oops. Okay, and now I need coal there. I guess quite soon I could also make the next smelting, advanced material processing with the steel furnaces. Don't know if they are really worth doing. I'm almost at the point where I would like to make steel electric poles. But I could still make a few ones of the first tier. Okay, now we have coke. I guess I will check what coke is used for. Easy steel beam, easy steel gear wheel, so that's basically iron plates and coke. Okay, I need an advanced assembling machine for that. Coke liquefaction, and then there is the beta research data with the biomass. Later, someday. First I will send this down. And then I do have steel, hopefully. I want coke to go up as well, as if this was a boss. And then the same with steel, after being balanced. And now, even with iron, I can make the medium electric poles. Might also use the big electric poles for long distance things. I was lacking inserters, so I will get some. I might very soon create automated medium electric poles, or basically automate the creation of medium electric poles. For some reason there are still not enough iron beams. I guess the factories are just not keeping up. Might just build more of them as well. Oh, I guess the wood actually needed to go the other way. So this lane is still free. I guess I might also use coke or just wood to turn the steam engines to heat the boilers. Maybe I can route some of the coke there. And I needed more belts. Input priority left, and from now on only coke should flow through there if there is enough, and also it would flow through there at a slower rate since it has more energy content. Maybe I should also have more labs. Currently the bottleneck for the research seems to be the amount of labs. I think science packs or tech cards are produced fast enough. I surely could place a few more of those gear wheel productions, gear wheel factories, and I guess the belt factory will move elsewhere for now. Possibly something like that. Eventually I might need more than half a belt of gear wheels. Not sure if I want to have something that replenishes them along the way, or rather a better belt all for themselves. Apparently I can create rocks with my bare hands. Really? Interesting. But if they yield tungsten ore, for instance, as you can see in the bottom of this tooltip, could I then make tungsten ore out of coal and stone? Would be interesting. Anyway, I wanted belts. I guess this isn't necessary anymore. Most of the things that are in this part are not really necessary, apart from a few things. Apart from all the things that are basically isolated there. Still lacking power again. But I might also just work with reduced power and therefore not cause that much pollution and destruction and beta evolution. What's up with the power? Now there is quite a lot of coke going through. Has almost or probably reached the boilers, but they are still mostly consuming coal, or... Well, some of them have switched to coke now. Or most of them. But there is still some coal on the line that needs to be purged. But apparently that amount of steam engines is not enough for my factory as of now. So I guess there is a gap. I don't know if anything else needs to go there. And I need to check what else I need to craft. Inserter parts are needed for all kinds of inserters. There is the superior inserter. I don't think it's used in the stack inserter. They still need just jelly, but they need a bulk inserter which also has inserter parts. Is the superior inserter just long or just fast? It has a very fast insertion speed, but I don't think it can insert stacks. Might also change, I have no idea. Doesn't really have a proper description. I could now do water electrolysis for whatever reason. Maybe I will just start with some automation of factories. Basically allowing me to make certain factories that I don't want to handcraft all the time. And I would also like to have the double amount of greenhouses here, or even more than that. Okay, can't get through there, but I can build belts on the other side. I am lacking wooden electric poles. At least I will not run out of wood anytime soon with the new wood creating greenhouses. I often forget names and labels. wonder if the pollution sucking is now better in this area, or still not very visible. I think the actual trees are much better at sucking. Also, there's still a lack of power. I just have to eventually create a lot of solar panels once I can. Maybe already prepare the silicon processing. Okay, sand and water in a filtration plant. And smelting quartz into silicon. I guess I can't yet do the filtration plant, but I will need steel beams. So I guess I will make some steel beams then. I guess it will go onto that slot. I will need engines first. And maybe the pipe factories are not properly built, so I will create pipes here. Just one iron plate. And I think it's time to make splitters. I mean, automatically. Maybe there's a way to do that. So I don't have to carry all these ingredients with me. So there are green circuits. There are gear wheels nearby. This is not quite bus-like, but I don't assume to produce many more gun turrets at once anyway. So now I need automation cores, which are right there. And then belts. The belts are just here somewhere. And it will be difficult to get them over anytime soon. Possibly here. And now I have a chest full of splitters at some point. I wonder if I might just balance the wood from here, because it will come from 2 different directions, and then remove that balancer. Not sure if it will now come from below anyway, because it is only used there. From its right side. I might also use the same coke that I'm sending through there for my smelting. Well, I guess let's stop you right there. I'll just mark this for deconstruction some point. And this definitely only should be fuel, so it shouldn't matter that it's coke now. And then eventually there will be coke instead of coal. Same could be done here. I have to really take care where I want to do this, where I will replace the coal with coke. And also the question is whether I want to hard replace it or just soft replace it. Soft replacing means still leaving the old coal connection alive in case coke runs out. Which I could also do right here somehow. Input priority right. Okay, so coal can still go through if it is needed. Ideally I would make enough coke, but maybe I need more coal to come through here, which is also one reason why I want to not use the coal for smelting directly too much. At least for iron and things like that. Maybe I can get the coke also down to the copper. I will try removing some of these factories and hopefully nothing breaks. Might just have to build another inserter factory. Maybe the copper plates could go on both sides. I guess eventually I will have a double-sided furnace array. Might also just do it now. I guess this is not worth it for the last one. Might also just start creating medium electric poles, place them in the hotbar. They are much more powerful. I think they are even bigger than the vanilla ones. Not sure anymore why I went away from here. I guess now I also do remember that I need to craft some more inserters or automate the inserter crafting again. Probably right about here, after the pipes. The pipes can go between the glass and the coal. I guess I needed engines for the filtration plant. That's why I wanted pipes. But now I will first make inserter parts. Iron gear wheels and iron sticks. I think they should be on one belt already. There. Underground belt. Funny how different these inserter parts look. They have different texture versions. And then I need to go and look what the inserter needs. Automation core and green circuit. I will also work on unlocking the blue inserter. Another tool belt or another bit of inventory would be nice eventually. Also concrete. I wonder what reinforced plates are for. Maybe space platforms, although they don't show as a prerequisite for that. Interesting. Okay, I need steel plates. Eventually. Let's get these two up. I do have a splitter factory. I should use it. Okay, something like this. The blue inserter doesn't even need the yellow inserter, so maybe I could avoid producing too many of them. I will see. I guess I will still make the factory, I will still use some of those inserters, but mostly I could switch to the blue inserters. They're only used in crush inserters. So I guess, yeah, I could recycle them that way or the other way. Basically get inserter parts out of the old inserters, which is okay. Might also just not produce them anymore. But then the automation parts are not necessary there. I think I will find a way to get the steel over. It's not perfect, the automation cost shouldn't be there, but now I have a factory for fast inserters. I might also produce long-handed inserters at some point. I don't know if I really need to. I try to avoid it at most times. The fast inserters are also not needed for the bulk inserters. Okay, what else? I did want to use the pipes for engine production, but I have to check whether the engine recipe is still similar. Needs pipes, iron gear wheels and iron plates. I might produce engines on the right side. eventually I also need to automate the assembling machine Mark II. First I will work on engines, and potentially I will work up to solar panels, and then when I have solar panels automated, I can work on that other thing that I just forgot that I mentioned. So I guess the engines will also go onto the bus. Maybe I could just make one filtration plant manually. How long does this take? 10 seconds. Once I have them. Glass. Might also make one electrolysis plant and see what I can do with it. The filtration plant probably needs water or something. Quartz. Okay. There's water in the bottom left, but and on in the top right, but very far away still. So I will rely on the lake for a while. Might make another filtration plant. Just to use the space a bit better. Then I need to get sand over, and will then convert that to these crystals, silicon crystals or quartz. Yes, or are pipes needed anywhere else? quite a lot of things, but yeah, mostly machines, obviously. But it's still good to have the pipes on the bus then. Wanted to get something, I have forgotten what. Could get some underground belts, definitely. I think it was something that goes into a chest somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. Might have been belts at some point. I still have enough of them. So, is quartz needed for anything? Don't think clicking there, even alt-clicking there will not... yeah, I should just alt-click there. Used in several things. Laser turrets. And heat pipes. So, quartz will go onto the bus. I think I need to do this differently. If I want to equalize the two sides of this machine. And then this needs inputs. How many inputs? I don't know. I might add another inserter there. Okay. And then silicon is just quartz smelted in a furnace. I'm wondering whether I should already only produce steel furnaces for now. I guess I will figure that out there. Crafting speed 2 compared to 1. The pollution is the same. Yeah, maybe I will go for steel furnaces soon.